Hey friends, so I want to tell you a little bit about my Twistine Chapel. I got the idea several months ago and was like, how can I make a Sistine Chapel out of balloons? Credit to my nephew Andrew for helping me come up with the pun that I fell in love with the second he said it. So what we've got here, first you see the outer walls. Now the outer walls to the chapel, I've got 2 layers of walls. So what you see on the outside is different than what you're going to see on the inside in a minute. It's a couple of days old now, but it's holding up. It's holding up pretty well despite having a couple of days. The outer walls, I used linking balloons and round balloons. So there's 1 size, 2 size, 3 sizes of balloons here. And those 3 sizes of balloons in the right pattern make the structure. Now, as we come on inside, you'll see inside we've got a different color of wall. So I had to do the walls double thick so that the inside design could be different than the outside. So it took an insane amount of work, far more than I expected. All said and done, this creation has, I think, around 8,000 balloons in it, as best I can tell. So it was a pretty crazy job. So let's continue on for some of the highlights. I had some balloons come in late, which sparked a little bit of extra creativity. So I added some green in with my blue. Originally, I was going to do all blue. But sometimes emergencies and crises lead to something better because I actually like what I did better. Same thing on the ceiling. I ended up mixing the blues. I was just going to do a simple pastel blue, but I needed to mix it up because of what I had at my house. And so I changed pace. Now, let's go see Adam. Adam is right over here. This is the classic Sistine Chapel painting, the creation painting, with Adam kind of half-heartedly reaching for God while God reaches for Adam. So Adam, you can see starting at the feet down there and working our way up. You've got 1 foot kind of attached, the other one kind of disappearing into the cloud, because that was kind of what the real painting did. It's androgynous underneath the loincloth. This is actually a 6-foot balloon that I use for my climbing side stuff, and I was like, we're gonna make that into an outfit for him. Michelangelo didn't put an outfit, but I live in a different era than him. Made him a little bit ripped and tried to add some fine details here and there. Like to get this detail, I did a double thick balloon, but I wanted it to look a little more natural. The eyeballs here, that's actually 3 balloons. So we've got a flesh tone on the outside, a white balloon, and these balloons were basically deflated around the outside one with a technique I've got, and then we've got the blue one inside, but it's not written on at all. And Adam, in the original painting, he's kind of chilling, leaning back, not putting any effort into the connection with God. So I tried to make Adam kind of chill, his hands not fully reaching. Now let's turn around and let's take a look at the God sculpture. Of course, no balloon sculpture could ever capture God. God is God. The skin tone I used here, I think in the lighting, people tend to think it's the same. I used actually like a toffee color balloon that is no longer in production because it's so hard to figure out. God's above having a color. God made all of us. So I was like, what color? Well, I had these and I've been saving them for something special since they aren't produced anymore. So I tried to mix in that color, and for the beard, I had like a pastel pack with all different colors, and I felt like mixing the colors for the beard rather than just a gray or a brown beard because God is ageless. So I mixed all those colors. Now I want to show you these eyeballs. If you look closely at the eyeballs, it may be hard to see on camera. These eyeballs, again, all balloon, but at the back of the eyeball, you've got 1 color. It's got a white balloon in there, and it's got a clear balloon up front with a flesh colored balloon outside. Now that eyeball design, it kind of follows you when you go left and right. And I learned that technique from a guy about 25 years ago, and I've always loved it, but I've almost never had a chance to use it somewhere where I really felt like it fit. So I was excited about that. Now, the rest of the area around God, I didn't quite do as many of God's body parts as the real thing, but I decided that because, one, sometimes what you can capture with a balloon is different than what you can capture with a painting. But I liked that God is like reaching out of the heavens for Adam and putting in this effort to reach Adam, even though Adam's really not reciprocating the effort. So I went a little bit organic with this. These clouds here are double stuffed. This balloon is printed with the white kind of splatter, but I put a maroonish balloon inside to create that texture. And I do, once I had a few friends help me, like 98% of this was me, but I had a few friends help me to make time because it's hard to do everything. So, side note, everything is a community. Even when you think you do something yourself, people inspire you, people motivate you. I couldn't do anything in this building if it weren't for everything I learned from other people. People who learned face designs, figured out how to do hands, figured out how to do eyeballs. Everything we learn builds off somebody else, no matter how much we think we do it alone. And I did have a few friends come and they helped me inflate. They helped me with a little bit of weaving here and there. But the most important thing they did was I had some moments where I was really discouraged making this. Like, is this too big? Is this too ridiculous? Can I finish it? But I had a few friends who really committed some time to hang out with me. And that was huge and such a blessing to me because we don't really do anything alone when we think we do. So let's walk to the outside. We still got some other stuff going on, some mixes of color. I tried to put gold along the bottom to give that feel of the Twistine Chapel and that juxtaposition of the fancy architecture with also this idea of seeking God, some simplicity, some age, and some wisdom in the architecture, but also think some of the challenges for the church of having so much wealth and how does it use that wealth. I made it where people could walk through the entire chapel and come back the outside, which is actually how the real Twistine Chapel works. And you come out the other side and we can see the back side of it, back to the simplicity of the other color. Now, I don't know if you can see the roof up there. Things don't always go as you plan, and the roof ended up perfect the way it is, but it's the opposite direction from the way I thought it was going on there because I had mistaken some measurements. Between you and me, don't tell the judges that. But I had to turn it 45 degrees to make it fit right. 45, right? 45, 40. Anyway, I had to turn it. So coming around to the side, you can see I kind of made it flow into the roof, but it changes colors on the roof. And I left the windows open the way it turned out because at some point you ultimately have to decide something's done no matter how many ideas you have. So very excited about it. Thank you for going on the journey with me. Have a wonderful day.